This week on a brand new episode of SAS Podcast. It don't feel real to me. It feels like when the league came up with this rule where you had to interview at least one black person for the coaching job, so they was just interviewing people knowing they really didn't have a chance of being hired. It almost feels like that.
We supposed to be the losers, but we winning though. They used to laugh at us, now we winning though. They used to tell me never in my lifetime. I guess they wasn't in their right mind.
What's going on, folks? Welcome back to a brand new exciting episode of Strong Arm Sports Podcast, the realest sports talk pod in all the land. True. Man, when I say all the land, I'm talking all that shit in all the land. True. Okay, that's what I want to know, man. We are back to wrap up the previous couple of weeks of sports in dramatic fashion. We did have some technical difficulties last week that prevented us from having a show, but we are back. And if this happens to be the first time you've caught our show here on YouTube, or if you're listening on any of our various podcast channels, I am one half of the show. I go by the name of K-Spade the Prospect.
And I'm your boy LaParis 57, and together we form Strong Arm Sports Spade.
Yes, sir.
Spade, first of all, we had a banging show for him last week. But I'm going to tell you, if missing the show going to make us deliver how we going to deliver today, man, they're not going to want to miss us, baby. They ain't going to want to miss us. Because we got a good one. Spade, I want to start off by hitting them right in the mouth. I want to hit them right in the mouth.
Let's do
and
it.
We're going to the NFL, and we are talking Cleveland Browns. If you guys didn't know, if you guys haven't been following this show for a minute, me and Spade for probably the last 2-3 weeks, we've been kind of talking about Cleveland. Spade like, yo, if the Cleveland Browns do such, that's a wash. Like, because they told me it was Hugh Jackson. They told me it was Tyrod Taylor. They told me they should have handed Baker the keys from the start of the season last year. They told me, they did. Why did they have Carlos Hyde? Why would they have Carlos Hyde? They drafted Chubb. People were saying Chubb was washed in the beginning of the season. Chubb turned it around, damn near had 1,000 yards. Then they went and got Odell Beckham. We was expecting a big year from Njoku. He got hurt. They fired Hugh. They fired their offensive coordinator, Spade. Not only that, they had the keys to Freddie Kitchens. Freddie Kitchens take the helm, and man, the Browns kind of took off, and people were saying, this is what's to expect from the Browns. Spade, not only that. It's before the season starts. People are picking the Browns to make a playoff run, win that division. They are picking them to go to the Super Bowl because of all the talent the Browns have. Kareem Hunt suspended 8 games. Kareem Hunt comes back, and the Browns look like Browns could be turning it around. They could be turning it around. So we thought. The Browns played the Pittsburgh Steelers, Spade. Mm-hmm. And they had the game in hand. The game was over. It was probably 8 seconds left. Myles Garrett, Steelers threw a screen pass. Myles Garrett hits the quarterback, throw the quarterback to the ground. Something happens underneath this, a little scuffle. We see Mason Rudolph kind of turning Myles' helmet, like he was trying to rip his helmet off. Myles wasn't having it. Myles grabbed Mason's helmet and starts snatching that mug like a jackhammer and pulls his helmet off.
Yeah.
Big offensive lineman going to do what big offensive lineman going to do. They're going to break it up. Big offensive lineman came over there, was kind of, Myles was retreating. Mason, without a helmet, charges Myles. Myles swings the helmet at Mason Rudolph and hits him in the head with the softer part of, let me make that clear, the softer part of the helmet. Anarchy ensues. Pouncey comes over there. He's swinging. Another offensive lineman slams Garrett to the ground. It's just chaos. Another dude comes and pushes Mason Rudolph. He falls down. It's just anarchy, Spade. So it's been everywhere. Not only on sports media, it's been everywhere. It's been on CNN. It's been on local news. It's been on international news. It's been everywhere. Mm-hmm. It's been everywhere. Mm-hmm. Spade.
Yeah, man.
I need you. First of all, you already know Twitter gets the slow-mo, it gets the steals, and Twitter just takes off. And you might be on Myles' side, you might be on Mason Rudolph's side. Mason Rudolph after all of this said, it's I'm not going to be bullied. You know what I mean?
Bush League.
Go ahead.
They called it a Bush League.
Yeah, Bush. He said it was Bush League. Said, I'm not going to be bullied. Man, listen, Spade, I need you to make it make sense. What the hell? What the hell is going on?
It's a football player being a football player. By that I mean, and LaParis, if anybody know this, you know this. Football players play at the brink of insanity. They run into each other purposely. Like, they play on the brink of insanity. And oftentimes you find that the best football players are the ones that we throw that word crazy, and we really throw that word around too frequently, but they the ones that's a little crazy. If you look at players, and LaParis, I'm finna go old school. People ain't gonna know all of these folks, and I don't even mean like Ronnie Lott. We can start with Ronnie Lott. Ronnie Lott had a piece of his finger amputated so that he wouldn't miss time from the game. You and I remember safeties like Bob Sanders, who put his body in jeopardy. He would literally throw himself at ball carriers. Troy Polamalu, the list goes on and on and on. The best players.
Cecil, Steve
all
Atwater.
of those dudes, bro. All of those dudes.
Word.
Scott Case, the list goes on and on.
Word.
All of those players were really a little bit crazy, man. And you can go to newer players like Vontaze Burfict, Hines Ward, that a lot of people consider dirty players.
Man, I don't mean to cut you off, bro, but let's go a little old school, new school. Maybe the new school people are known. But you want to talk about a guy that played right on the edge, and I consider a dirty player no other than Bill Romanowski. He spit in the guy's face.
Everybody considered Bill Romanowski a dirty player. But I mean,
yeah.
To my point, all of these players, you probably can meet these guys off the field, man, and they are the most well-mannered gentlemen. But when they put that equipment on and it's game day, they are crazy. Ray Lewis, these guys are crazy. But to get to this point right here, this is a division rival. Everybody know that. The Steelers and Browns, they don't really rock like that. It's bad blood. I worked with a guy that's a Cincinnati Bengal fan. The dude hates the Steelers because he can think of so many cases where they played the Steelers and somebody on their team, on the Cincinnati team, has come up injured because he believes the Steelers play dirty or right at that brink of dirtiness. And Bengal fans ain't the only fans to feel this way. So to get back to this point here, the game is over. It's 8 seconds left in the game, LaParis. The game is over. Yep. The Steelers are losing. Their players are frustrated. Nobody likes to lose. Mason Rudolph is playing bad. He's got 4 interceptions. Nobody likes that. And the game's over. The Browns are up, but they have not had a great season. They playing with a chip on their shoulder. They really want to make a statement. It's a Thursday night game, blah, blah, blah. End of the game, man, Mason Rudolph get the pass off. I feel like Myles Garrett gets to him a little bit late. He takes him to the ground. He didn't drive him into the turf. He actually pulled him down on top of him. Myles Garrett hit the ground first, back first. He pulled Mason down on top of him, basically. He didn't have to take him down, LaParis. Let the refs make a call. Maybe that's a penalty. Maybe that's late hit. Maybe that's roughing the passer. Let the refs make a call. But because Mason Rudolph is getting his ass kicked and he's upset because he's playing bad, he is pissed off and he wants to then take matters into his own hand. He gets upset. It is footage of him. He kicked the man in the groin. It's another point in this whole thing where it looks like he fisted the man in the jewels. I don't know what the hell all that is about. He's twisting the helmet on Myles Garrett's head and he is trying to pull it off. He damn near got it off. The parents, this footage, you can see Myles Garrett's ear outside of the helmet. The helmet is above his ear. And I imagine this pisses Myles Garrett off. It would piss me off. Like, okay, you want to rip helmets off? Bet. Because I'm fucking stronger than you. So if you want to rip helmets off, I'm going to show you how to rip helmets off. He gets to his feet. He damn near lifts Mason up off the ground by his helmet. And he rips it off. And he's done at that point. Then comes DeCastro. Then comes Pouncey. They get to Garrett. They're pushing him backward. He is retreating. He's got 2 offensive linemen on him. He is in retreat mode. Mason jumps up. I guess you feel pretty confident. You got 2 big-ass offensive linemen taking care of your light work. Still, instead of letting the officials do their job, Mason is pissed off because he's been playing like shit. He gets up. He runs over. Now, it's 3 people on the retreat of Myles Garrett. He swings the helmet. He hits Mason. It goes bananas. Now DeCastro takes him down. You got punches being thrown from Pouncey. You got kicks to the helmet, which if we talking, that's also a bit of a safety issue. Even though with the helmet on, man, they even trying to stop the celebrations where people kind of pat and bang on their teammates' helmets after good plays because they said that shit got an effect on brains. So I get it. Look, Paris, my issue with this whole thing is that people acting like this is something we haven't seen before. And I feel like the backlash and the reaction to Myles Garrett's actions, which were wrong. Let me first say, were wrong. I feel like these reactions are overreactions. And I'll be the first to admit, hitting somebody with a helmet is extremely dangerous and it deserves punishment. But the reaction to this thing has been an overreaction in my opinion, bro.
I mean, I want to go a step further, man, because we have seen a lot of things happen on the football field, man.
Mm-hmm.
And it's crazy because soon as Spade, we was in a party on the Xbox, we was chopping it up, and I'm like, oh, they fighting,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, of course we get instant replay, we get slow motion, and I'm like, well, Mason was turning his helmet on the ground. Like, I literally tweeted that during watching this. I'm like, Rudolph was twisting his helmet off first. So somebody want to be like, well, that's not what started. What started was Myles throwing him to the ground. Yes, but that's a football play.
Mm-hmm.
Whether you want to be like, that's not a football play, that's a penalty. That's the ref's job to throw the flag. I don't care if it's 1 second left. That's the ref job to throw the flag. Yeah, it's a football play. Listen, pass interference is a football play. It's still a penalty. It's a penalty. You know what I mean? So, yes, it's a football play. He made a football play, and it's the ref's job to throw the penalty. But that shouldn't warrant, you take the 15-yard penalty, whether, I don't know if the ref threw a flag or not. But I don't remember if he threw a flag. But it's a football play. That does not warrant Mason Rudolph to be twisting Myles Garrett helmet off. That is crazy. And to me, that's what Myles made a football play, whether you consider it illegal or not. And Mason got mad and started ripping the dude helmet off. And to me, that's what started. And the crazy thing, Spade, I'm gonna say it on the show. I'm gonna say it. I said it to you in pre-pro. The crazy thing, this junk spawns a race war on Twitter. So it's either you on Mason's side or Rudolph's side. And then you got Mason going up there and playing. I'm doing quote fingers over here. The victim, like, oh my gosh, I'm not going to be bullied. This is Bush League. He should be gone. I'm not even mad at Pouncey. And I actually told Spade, I don't think Pouncey should have got 3 games. If you want to give him 1 or 2 games, cool. And I only think, I could be wrong. I only think they gave Pouncey the 3 games because of the kick to the helmet, which I looked at it mad time, Spade, and I think he missed. I don't think he kicked the helmet. But anyway,
I don't know.
That's nonetheless. He wanted to kick the dude in the head. And I think that's why he got 3 games. I'm not mad at Pouncey for going over I mean, listen, offensive lineman or top, man, you gotta protect this dude, man. You gotta protect this dude. So he seen his QB get hit with the helmet, and he was like, Pouncey was like, I blacked out. I just started swinging. Like, you hit the dude in the head with a helmet, and he didn't have a helmet on. He said he just went for it. So I'm not even mad at Pouncey. But all that, oh my gosh, this dude needs to be prosecuted. He needs to go to jail. Lawyers need to be involved. Come on, man. We literally seen Andre Johnson and Cortland Finnegan to fisticuffs. We seen AJ Green chokehold the shit out of Jalen Ramsey. Come on, man. Like, this shit, bro. Anybody that said they ain't seen some wild shit, especially if you play football or watch Hard Knocks, bro, it be fist fights and Hard Knocks, and they love that shit. The NFL loves showing that shit. They show that shit. Yep. Come on, man. Like, let's listen. Spade, I don't remember who was in the party with us, but somebody asked me, I think it was Cross. Shout out to Cross. Cross asked me instantly, what you think happened to him? I said, he's going for the C's. Like, he's going for the C's. But all that, Rudolph didn't get a game, not one. First of all, the Steelers should want him suspended with the play with how he been playing. They should be like, give him 2. Shit. We'd be better off with anybody else. So the Steelers should want him suspended with the way he been playing. For real. But for Rudolph to not get a game, Miles, it say at least the rest of the season. So this jump may linger into next season. And Pouncey, I don't think Pouncey deserved 3 games in my opinion. Maybe one, the most 2. And maybe they're gonna, maybe they're gonna appeal this shit. I don't know. Maybe they're appealing right now as we speak. But I expected Miles to be suspended for the rest of the season. I don't think it needs to go past the rest of this season. But this is the NFL, and they like to lay down the law and lay down that, swing the big stick. So I wouldn't be surprised if it goes into next season. But Mason Rudolph not getting the game. Let me say this too. I think both teams was fined $250,000. But man, Spade, it was just a mess, and it incites, I don't want to say uncomfortable conversation, because it's just like, oh my gosh, this dude, I've seen people saying, get this thug out of here.
It's like,
come on, man. It's disgusting.
I'm going to take it a step further and say it is uncomfortable, because, LaParis, we've had situations similar, and I feel like these situations are tough for the league when there's been no precedent set, when it's something we've never seen before, because now they got to react on the fly, and you don't want to go too high, you don't want to go too low. But this isn't something that precedence hasn't been set for. LaParis, it was a case, and you know me, I got into my bag and I found it. It's a defensive lineman that used to play for the Houston Texans named Antonio Smith. And back when Richie Incognito was an offensive lineman for the Miami Dolphins, these two had a history of not getting along. You know how Richie Incognito is. And these guys got into it on the field. Antonio Smith ripped Richie Incognito's helmet off and swung it at him. Of course, from the camera, it looked like it made contact with Richie's face. The Houston Texans felt like it didn't make contact with Incognito's face, and this happened in preseason, and the verdict came down. I think this happened in the first preseason game. He was suspended for the remainder of the preseason and the season opener, which I believe totaled up to be 4 games. And the crazy thing is, what I really like about this thing is Richie Incognito, who we know is a bit of a bully, had a comment that I respected. He said, "I'm definitely no Boy Scout myself." They had a previous situation. Let me see what. They had a previous situation where Smith. Okay, so yeah, they had previous interaction dating back to the previous season where Smith was fined $21,000 for kicking Incognito. He appealed that. It was later reduced to $11,000, and he said that he kicked at Richie because Richie was grabbing and twisting his ankle, and they found video evidence that appeared to back up Smith's claim. Richie Incognito had a quote, bro. He said, "Football is an intense game. It is played with a lot of passion, and I am no choir boy." That's what Richie Incognito said, who got hit with the helmet. He said, "I'm no choir boy." So to then see the way Mason Rudolph jumped up there and tried to play choir boy and victim, that's why I had a problem with it. I know everybody's telling me, and everybody I spoke to, I said, it's crazy because this thing started with Mason. They said it didn't start with Mason. It started with the late hit. And I go back to what you said, LaParis. A late hit is a football play.
It is.
There is a ref there, and it is his job to officiate that. And if you let your anger, your emotion make you react to a football play, you cannot then in turn say, I got the right to get emotional over a football play, but you don't have the right to get emotional over my emotional play. How can you get pissed off and go and act out of character over a football play, but after you act out of character, expect this man to behave in character? That's an unrealistic expectation. If I'm pissed off, you're pissed off, and you think you can twist my helmet and do all this wild shit, and I'm supposed to display this with strength, that shit's not realistic. And LaParis, it's so many videos on the internet of people doing this shit. They go out in public places, they spit at people, or spit on people, and when they get their ass beat, they play the victim and be like, like, I don't know where you're from that you think you can do some wild shit and there's no consequences connected to it. That's not life. And I'm glad Mason Rudolph didn't get seriously hurt. I'm cool with, I disagree with Mason Rudolph not having a suspension or a fine at all. And I'm going to be honest with you. I don't really dig the length of old boy suspension. I really don't. Even if they want to say he get the rest of the regular season, they ain't going to no postseason. But if that team go past the postseason, he can come. I would be cool with that. But this is the longest suspension we've seen for anything like this. I know I'm rambling, but LaParis, there's also an incident where Gronk dove shoulder first into a downed Buffalo Bills player, injuring that kid and putting him in concussion protocol, and Gronk got 1 game. He got 1 game for that. So it just bothers me. And you said you don't want to say it spawns uncomfortable conversation. I disagree. These conversations are completely uncomfortable because it really does divide football fans, and it makes it seem like it's divided by race. It is a bunch of people saying Mason Rudolph is completely innocent. This guy should be facing criminal charge. Not one black person saying that shit. And what's bothersome is the same people that saying this guy should face criminal charges. They'll sit there and applaud a pitcher throwing a fucking 100-mile-an-hour fastball at a guy's head because he flipped his bat on his last home run. Get the fuck out of here and shut up. If you don't want nobody to beat your ass, stop jumping in the faces of people you know can beat your ass.
That's a fact.
Let the referee throw the flag. Let him get fined. Let him get whatever comes with the late hit. Like LaParis said, that is a football play. And I don't know why you thought jumping up with no helmet on, rushing a guy holding your helmet was the move, but I bet it's the last time you'll do that shit. I bet you'll think twice before you do that shit again.
It's my dude. It's so crazy because I seen more people getting on Pouncey like, yo, what was Pouncey thinking? He was swinging at a guy, hitting him with his hand with his helmet on. What was Mason Rudolph thinking running at a guy with no helmet? Like, I see more people saying, what was Pouncey thinking about hooking off on a dude with a helmet than more people saying, what was Mason Rudolph thinking running at Myles Garrett with no helmet? It's crazy. It is insane. It is. Hey, listen, Spade, I want to close and I'm just going to say this. Listen, people. If you don't learn anything from this situation, you got to learn this. You must learn this. You can do anything you want, but please know there are consequences and repercussions to everything you do. So yeah, you wanna run up on people and say whatever. You wanna call people the N-word. You wanna walk up on people and punch people in the face and spit on people, and you can do whatever you want. Just know there are consequences and repercussions to everything. We just saw a situation, and this shit just doesn't pertain to sports. Bro, we just seen in Popeye, some Caucasian man was in there just throwing the N-word around and thought shit was sweet walking out and got his ass beat right outside like the Popeyes.
Over a fucking sandwich.
My dude. Listen, man, you can do whatever. You can do and say whatever you want, but there are consequences and repercussions to everything. I'm going to leave it there.
I'm going to close with this. And look, man, I get it. Teachers and school systems, these guys are under immense pressures to push a certain curriculum and to get kids to a certain number so that they can get state funding and all that other good shit. I saw The Wire. I understand what type of pressure teachers are on. But I was taught cause and effect at a very young age. And this case right here is a traditional cause and effect case. Because the Steelers was losing, that late hit pissed Mason Rudolph off more than it would have if they was up. If they was up, I don't think that late hit on Mason Rudolph pisses him off to that point. But because of that, he's pissed. Because of that, he twists old boy helmet. Because of that, old boy rips his helmet off. Because of that, Mason Rudolph runs over. Because of that, he gets bonged on the head with a helmet. Because of that, Pouncey starts punching him. It's a traditional cause and effect situation. And if you don't know, I hope people learn that what you do is gonna have your cause. It's gonna have an effect, and maybe it won't with everybody. And if it don't, just consider yourself lucky, because I'm a grown man at this point. I got a family to live for, and I try my best to avoid all troubles. But at the same time, it's pretty much gonna be. I can't see a world where you're not finna grab my helmet and twist my helmet and not get nothing back. You not, fam. You're not. So, I don't know, man. It's an unfortunate situation. I'm glad when nobody's seriously hurt. But I hope it's a lesson to be learned here. I hope it's a lesson to be... Oh, and I take that back. It's a lesson to be learned here. I hope it's learned. Let me say that. I hope it's learned.
One more thing, Spade. One more thing. I seen people saying Mason Rudolph's hand got stuck in his helmet.
No, it didn't.
What? Which is, let me tell you, I played football for a long time, man. Had all type of face masks. Played with people that went to the NFL, man. Listen, man, I done seen a lot of wild shit. We just seen Deshaun Jackson get kicked in the eye. Fluky, that shit was fluky shit. I done seen 2 helmets get stuck together from hitting in the helmet, like the little bull from one get stuck in I done seen that shit. Bro, I ain't never seen a hand get stuck in the helmet, bro. His hand did not get stuck in that helmet. Come on, man. That's just the bullshit that... Spade, let's move on, man. You said you don't like Myles Garrett's suspension. Only reason I understand it from the NFL standpoint, and then I'm gonna shut up, is because they snapped back when Incognito and old boy was doing that shit, and he looked like he got hit in the head. They ain't really give a damn about no CTE or head injuries like they trying to pretend they care about now. They didn't care about that back then.
Hunger.
Now they just trying to protect the head, and they just like, yo. So I'm okay. I'm not okay with it going into next season. I'm okay with him sitting down the rest of this year. But I'm damn sure not okay with Mason not getting nothing. No way.
Yeah, man.
I'm not okay
you
with
can
that.
tell, like you say, if you look on social media, man, it's a lot of NFL players speaking out. And at the end of the day, maybe I'm biased in saying this, but anytime it's a big thing in sports, I look at the reaction of other players in that league, and I kind of weigh their opinions a little higher. Because Joe Blow sitting at home on the sofa, he can sit here and tell me what he thinks is right and wrong all day long. But the other gladiators in that gladiator sport, they seem to be pretty vocal. It's not very hard to see where players stand on the matter. All you got to do is a simple Google search or even a Twitter search. Twitter's got a search window. You can just look and see what the players are saying. And it seems like the overwhelming voice throughout the league is both players was at fault and only one player got punished. And that feels bad. Let's move on, bro. Ooh, you say you wanted to start the show off with a little bit of heat. I think we just did so. Let's go to Carolina, man. Carolina's been quite a story this season. Cam Newton, early on in the year, I remember having a debate with a person in Paris over Cam's performance. I said, Cam Newton isn't healthy. Matter of fact, it was a guy at work. I work with a lot of guys that talk sports, and the cool thing about talking sports is oftentimes, even with stats available, it's really just opinions. It's just a lot of people sharing their opinions, and I'm cool. I'm not one of those guys where you got to take my opinion. But a guy was telling me, like, man, Cam is just bad. And I'm like, bro, I'm from Georgia. I've seen footage of Cam playing since he was at high school in Georgia. And Cam is not healthy. I've seen healthy Cam, and this ain't healthy Cam. And that guy argued me down that Cam was just a bad player, and you know how that whole shit go. And then eventually, it was pretty apparent. You couldn't deny it anymore. Cam Newton was playing hurt. He, of course, was, deactivated. Well, at some point, he was deactivated. But we got a chance to see Kyle Allen get in the game, play really well, help this team get some wins. And he looked like he could be the guy of the future for that franchise. And I wouldn't be mad at one little bit if they decide that this is our guy for the future. The next part of this thing is what to do with Cam. Do you keep Cam along as a backup? Do you ship Cam out? Do you try to get assets for him before his value is completely dwindled away? And LaParis, on the last show that we weren't able to bring out, we discussed the possibility of Cam Newton being moved to another place and where we thought that place would be. Right. Before you tell everybody how you feel about where he should land and if he should land anywhere, quick moment just to speak on whether or not Cam should be moved, in your opinion.
Spade, I threw out some teams that people said were interested in Cam. But I also, at the end of our show last week, I said, yo, what about Tampa? And you was like, I kind of like it, especially if they're going to be like, yo, we moving on from Jameis. You send them down there with Arians. I like it. But now it seems like the consensus is, even Cam, the representatives of Cam said, he's open to a trade to the Bears. And we already know how people feel about Trubisky. I knew Trubisky was a fail when he said, my name is Mitchell. When people was calling him Mitch, like, we like money making Mitch. We don't like Mitchell. Like, you know what I mean?
I like Mitchell.
You like Mitchell? Nah, you don't like Trubisky. But anyway.
I like Mitchell and Ness.
Oh, Mitchell and Ness. Okay. Okay, so we like some Mitchells. Okay. We like some Mitchells. But Spade, it look like the consensus is Cam may be traded to the Bears, but I would love to see Cam down there in Tampa. Especially if Tampa going to be like, yo, we moving on from Jameis. And it looked like, the Jameis Mariota thing. So, you get, like I said, when you get good Jameis, a throw for 400 plus, 4 TDs. But when you get bad Jameis, bad Jameis had 2 fumbles, 3 picks, and you looking like, yo, get him out of here. So I would like to see Cam in Tampa. I don't think that's going to happen because it looks like he's headed to Chicago if they're going to trade him, Spade.
Mm-hmm. It looks like. But are you cool if? Do you feel like the Panthers should keep him? In your opinion?
Should the Panthers? Nah. I want better for Cam, and it just seemed like. Listen, Cam took them boys to the Super Bowl and still didn't get the first. He won MVP, took them boys to the Super Bowl, and I felt Cam still wasn't getting respect. And they're like, they say, Cam played against washed Peyton Manning. Yeah, but he played against all-time defense over there with like Von Miller and them was balling that year. Like that defense was elite, and they, I want Cam out of Carolina, Spade. Especially Spade when they handed the keys to Kyle Allen. I told you, I said, yo, it looked like they like this kid. I'm like, yo, it might be a wrap for Cam. And that was like after week 1. It was after week 1. I want Cam out of there, bro. Get Cam out of there. I just want him in a good situation, man. And I was looking around the league and I'm like, man, there's a lot of teams out there that got young quarterbacks. Where can the fit be? Like I said, I don't know what Tampa going to do with Jameis, but Chicago probably is the best fit. It probably is the best fit.
Is it?
Might be. Bro, they got a few weapons. They drafted a young running back. They got a tight end. I mean, Chicago, they got a defense. Chicago really might be the best fit, Spade.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I agree with you on one thing. I think Carolina should move on. Mm-hmm. That's no shade to Cam. I'm a Cam Newton fan, but I think that thing has run its course.
It has.
And I'm also on record as saying I think next season I expect Kyle Allen to struggle some. Sophomore slump, if you want to call it that.
You are one of them guys, Spade, that was like, yo, you're cooked this year, but just wait. You a fit. Wait till the league gets some film on your ass. You one of those guys.
All it takes is a year of film. Once defensive coordinators get a year of film to see how you react to not a small sample size, but a big enough sample size of different defenses being thrown your way, different weather elements. Once they get that in their bag, they get a game plan for you. And typically you see these guys and I don't mean like first year players like rookies or whatever, that start off the jump. But like when a backup get in, they usually cook. Y'all can fact check me on this. They usually cook for the remainder of that year. Yep. Somebody end up giving them the bag to be a starting quarterback somewhere else, and then they end up being brought back to reality. That's not the case in 100% of the situations, but definitely in the majority. I think Kyle Allen struggles a little bit next season, but I still think that's probably their guy. And I think they got to build with them through those ups and downs. I never felt like Carolina worked hard for Cam Newton in free agency on the offensive side of the ball. They never did. They would spend a little bit of money on the defensive side of the ball, and I always felt like they tried to make one of those teams with an offense that might not win you the game, might not lose you the game. Like a game managing type of offense, but they would spend that money on the defensive end. Yeah, I know they made attempts through the draft. They went after Kelvin Benjamin. He didn't really turn out to be what they wanted him to be. They went after C-Mac, and he was everything they thought he would be and more. Nobody can convince me they saw C-Mac being the guy he is today. And I take my hat off to them for that. But in free agency, it was players out there that they could have picked up that I feel like would have given them an instant boost on the offensive side of the ball, and they just never did that. And that's their game plan. Like, that's their approach to free agency. We'll spend money on defense, not on offense, whatever. It's time for them to do something different. And I wish like hell Cam could land in Tampa. I was talking to a Tampa fan at work that was like, yeah, Cam ain't a good fit for us, man, because Bruce Arians like to go, like he likes the deep ball, and Cam don't have that deep ball accuracy. And I was like, is that what Bruce likes? Because, was Carson Palmer the deep ball guy? I don't remember that. Carson Palmer. So who was the last deep ball guy that he worked with? Luck? You know what I'm saying? Like, I was just trying to think, like, I don't know. And I don't know who the hell that deep ball guy is. I don't know if they got their eye on the guy in the draft. I don't know. But it's definitely something to keep an eye on. I feel like Cam Newton has a few good years left. Yep. We don't know how healthy Cam is going to return next season, and I think that's the big question mark. Like, if you can get a healthy Cam, I'll snatch him up in a New York second.
And if, Shannon Sharp been wanting him to come to Denver. He been calling for him to go to Denver. And we also know you spoke on Kyle Allen for Carolina, but now, you know, Kyle Allen don't work out. It's okay. They drafted Will Grier this past year. They drafted him. So, I mean, you got Kyle Allen. If you don't like it, if he ain't working out next year, you got Will Grier back there, so you can find somebody. I just want Cam get healthy, pick the perfect right situation for you, man. And I think Cam gonna be all right, man. Cam gonna be all right, but he should not come back. He should not play it down until he's 100% healthy. Because we already know healthy Cam is an MVP guy. Like, healthy Cam gave you an MVP. So,
yeah, man. He don't have nothing to prove.
Yeah, man. He. Come on, man. Spade, you ready to move on?
Let's do it, bro.
Spade, we talked about this last week, and it was a great conversation. So we decided to bring it back this week, and it was about, you know, Bill Polian, a guy that is well respected around the league, man. Bill Polian, if you guys didn't know, I think he was a GM. Somebody will correct me if I'm wrong. He was a GM when the Bills went to their 4 Super Bowls. He helped build that team over there. I know they didn't win it. He was either a GM or an executive with the Bills that helped build that team that went to them 4 Super Bowls. And then after that, he was with the Colts. You know what I mean? Won a Super Bowl with the Colts. I think he may have won Executive of the Year or GM of the Year with the Colts. And you know, he came out and had some choice words about Lamar Jackson before the draft and was like he think he needs to change positions. And he is eating crow now. He's saying that he was wrong about Lamar Jackson. That, you know, this kid is, you know, he's a quarterback. He said he felt he needed to say publicly that he was wrong, you know, that about his comment saying that this kid needs to change positions to wide receiver because he wasn't a quarterback. And Bill Polian came out and said he was wrong, and we had a very, very good conversation about this, Spade. But how do you feel about Bill Polian saying he was wrong about Lamar Jackson?
Yeah, man, I like it. It's nothing to do here but respect it. If you talk sports long enough, you're going to be wrong. You're going to be wrong more than once. Bill Polian is a guy who is respected because of his accomplishments. And say what you will, Paris, but I don't think it's luck. Like you said, he was a GM with the Bills when they was going to the Super Bowl like they belonged there.
Yeah.
He became a GM for the Carolina Panthers and set a goal to make them... He became a GM for the Carolina Panthers when they was an expansion team and set a goal for them to be the fastest team to the Super Bowl, to win a Super Bowl, and damn near made it happen in the second year of the Carolina Panthers being a team. So that you know, catapulted him up even more. When he got a gig with the Colts, he wasn't just a GM. He was something like a president of operations or something. His achievements are there.
Right.
And because his achievements are there, when he speak, people listen. And that's kind of scary because if he say this person ain't it, regardless of how much film is there that shows that this person is it, it's going to be people saying, but Bill Polian said he's not. And Bill Polian had some words that was kind of hurtful for Lamar, I feel like. Just saying, hey, this guy's an explosive player. And it's kind of a backhanded compliment. He's an explosive player. He can make people miss. And I think he would be a pretty good wide receiver. But clearly, he's got some issues throwing the ball. And you know, that's how he felt. I feel like that's how he felt in the past. I'm on record as saying at one point, I didn't think Lamar Jackson was going to be an NFL quarterback. Not necessarily me saying I didn't think he had the skills to be. I just have seen the narrative so much where they take an athletic guy and say, this guy can't play quarterback. And one thing that we talked about last week is those key words that people use. If you was blindfolded and I was talking to you about players, it's certain key words that I could say that would just paint an image in your head. If I said quarterback, athletic, mobile, make people miss, you instantly think black guy. If I say quarterback, pro system, really smart, high IQ, you instantly think white guy. And then we even jump sports. If we talking basketball and I say sneaky athletic, you instantly think white guy. And like, these terms probably used to make sense, but in 2019, almost 2020, they don't make sense, fam. You look at what C-Mac doing, he's not sneaky athletic, he's athletic.
Right.
He's not sneaky fast, he's fast as shit. You look at Caruso for the Lakers, he ain't sneaky athletic, fam. He catching fucking bodies out there. He's an athletic dude.
On folks. He do.
And he's catching bodies.
Right.
Like, he ain't He is. It ain't that sneaky about it. We know what's happening. He's finna dunk. All right, like we know. And you got to stop looking at these black quarterbacks and saying they're athletic. That term basically means black. Stephen A. Smith got himself in some trouble talking about Dwayne Haskins, where he was like, he's an athletic guy. I think he wants to run more than he want to pass. And people called out Stephen A. like, this kid got 100 yards rushing for like the season, for like his career. This cat don't want to run at all.
Word, like,
and it made Stephen A. look like he wasn't educated. Word. And really, it's just those key words. We think athletic means black. We think high IQ means white, and that shit got to stop. So I like Bill Polian coming out saying, hey, I could have just been wrong and kept it smoking.
Word.
And do you know how often Todd McShay and Mel Kiper be wrong? Every year. Yep. But Bill Polian felt like it was important to come back and say, I was wrong about this kid, and I respect Bill Polian for that, man, and that's why he's one of the most respected guys in the business. Kudos to him for that.
I like it too, Spade. And like I was going to mention Todd McShay and Mel Kiper, but listen, man. These guys can be wrong. If you got to feel, and that's why I want to credit Ozzie Newsome. He traded back up in the first round, and that Lamar Jackson was his last first round pick. Yo, if you got a gut feeling, you got to go with some. Hey, and if you wrong, you wrong. If you right, kudos to you. But you can't. You got to take all this analysis with a grain of salt, man. You got to take it with a grain of salt. You can respect somebody's opinion and be like, you know what? I just got a feeling. I think the kid's special, and see, and let the chips fall where they may. And that's just what it is. But Spade, Bill Polian was wrong. He came out, he said he was wrong. I don't have a problem with that. It's funny that he said he was wrong now that we see Lamar Jackson is now being entered in like the MVP conversation. But, nonetheless, he said he was wrong. But you have to take it with a grain of salt, man. If you have a feeling about somebody, and that's just with anything, man. Listen. Your family, and it's everything on this show can pertain to real life, man. Your family could be like, man, don't take that job, man. It ain't really no money in that job. And you might be like, you know what? It's not a lot of money in that job, but that's something that I love that I want to do. And you want to know what? If you do something you love, it'll eventually you will eventually get the monetary value if you're doing something you love instead of just doing something for the money. So you can anything we talk about on the show, it pretty much can pertain to real life. Bill Polian said Lamar Jackson's a wide receiver. Ozzie Newsome said, nah, he's a quarterback. And look at Lamar tearing up the damn league. He's tearing up the damn league. Mm-hmm. So take things with a grain of salt. Go with your gut and listen. It's first of all, it's life. So this shit is hard. It's hard. So you're gonna be right. You're gonna be right. You're gonna be wrong a lot. But when you're right, you can reap the benefits.
Hey, let me do something else. Let me take a side. Look, man, I grew up in Georgia during the Mike Vick era. I'm going to tell you something I don't like. I don't know if it's an out of sight, out of mind thing. I don't know if it's a what have you done for me lately thing. Yeah, I'm going there, bro. I saw a tweet that rubbed me the wrong way, and LeParris know because I called him and talked about it.
Yes, you did.
I was like, yo, man, Lamar Jackson is phenomenal. He's really the second coming of Mike Vick. And somebody tweeted and said, Lamar Jackson is already a better player all the way around, passer and runner, than Mike Vick ever was. And I was like, I'm not going to stand for the Mike Vick slander. People act like Mike Vick wasn't doing shit we had never seen before. Mike Vick wasn't the first scrambling quarterback. I lived through Randall Cunningham. I saw people run the ball before. Mike Vick did things we had never seen before. And let's not forget, Mike Vick went to prison, not jail. He went to federal prison in his prime and came back and damn near had an MVP season. When he came back, I'm not finna let y'all slander Mike Vick to me. Take your Mike Vick slander the fuck over there somewhere. Don't bring it to me. Because Mike Vick that dude around here, around these parts. And y'all gonna give Mike Vick his respect. I'm not gonna have that, bro. And I love Lamar. And if you even want to say that Lamar is gonna peak higher than Vick peaked, I'm here for it. But what you're not finna do is sit here and act like Mike Vick didn't have the league captivated. We not finna act like that on my watch. Take that shit over there.
You said captivated. Petrified. They was scared of it.
Petrified.
They was, man.
Petrified.
like it's out of sight, out of mind, man. It's the same thing. It's Spade. We do this shit with basketball too. They be like, oh, look, this dude right here, bro. It was just somebody y'all just was loving somebody last week. Now y'all loving somebody else. Like that's how they do. It's like the new, whatever that new car smell is this week, they'll love it. Then it's a new whip next week, and it's a new car smell next week, and they be like, oh, he ain't it no more. That's how they do, man. So you know you gotta just take that with a grain of salt too, man. Half these people probably ain't even seen.
I just want them to know where they can't bring it, bro. You can't bring it to me.
They probably ain't even seen Mike Vick play, bro. What was that? How many years ago was that? Shit.
It wasn't that damn long ago. They better get right. They better get on YouTube or something.
Let's move on, bro.
Bro, let's move on. Man, so far the start of this show has kind of been with fireworks, and it's not going to calm down now. If you want to, you can go ahead and pause the podcast, go get you something to drink, go pee, go do something. And come back and get ready for another damn headbanger. I know y'all was hoping we never had to talk this shit on the show ever again. Y'all probably thought you was done hearing his name, but apparently you're not. For this segment, we're going to talk about Collin Kaepernick because something strange is happening this weekend. Collin Kaepernick was contacted, or his people were contacted by representatives from the NFL that wanted to host a workout for Collin Kaepernick in Atlanta on Saturday.
Out of the blue.
Which is weird.
Out of the blue.
Out of the blue. Out of the blue. It's weird because teams are sending representatives to watch them, but really no GMs and stuff, which is also weird. All right? Collin Kaepernick said he's been in shape. He was waiting for this moment. He's ready to go, show up, show out. Let me do this thing, LaParis. Let me give them some background. Because everybody know the background, but in case they don't, let me give you some background. Collin Kaepernick is a pretty good quarterback in this league. Despite what people will tell you. People love getting on social media saying Collin Kaepernick wasn't a good quarterback. But I don't listen to people's opinions when I got numbers. I got numbers for you. Collin Kaepernick had 72 career touchdown passes. He had 13 rushing TDs. And he had only 30 interceptions in his career. That included a Super Bowl start. He was a dual threat quarterback that could beat you with his feet. And he also had a gun of an arm. It's one highlight that I'll never forget where he did like a jump flick and threw that shit into the back of the end zone. And it was crazy. I remember seeing that. He started to decline, which happens with every player. I don't care who your favorite quarterback is. I don't care who your favorite player is. At some point, they start to decline. So it is fair to say that he did start a bit of a decline. He began to make news when a camera spotted him sitting on the bench during the national anthem, something that Collin himself said he had been doing for games, but it just came to light. He was asked why he wasn't standing. He said he wasn't standing because he wanted to bring awareness to issues within the country, police brutality, and the mistreatment of people of color. This right here wasn't received well, LaParis. People were saying this thing wasn't real. Police brutality is not real. People of color aren't treated differently. And I don't know what world those people live in, but it's clearly not near any person of color because we are treated differently. And police brutality is real. As a black man in America, I know anytime a cop get behind me and throw his lights on, I don't care how much I know I'm in the right. It is a part of me that's a little bit afraid because I don't know how this situation is going to play out. And I'm even more fearful when my kids drive because I know that they aren't as experienced with life as I am and how to handle those situations. And I'm worried. I am worried shitless that my sons drive. I am worried. And I don't know how many white people have to deal with that worry, but it is a fact for every black person in America that's got young sons that drive. That's a fear. All right. Now, let me kind of get back on the thing here. He was set up with a meeting from a military veteran that told him that it would be more respectful if he took a knee instead of sitting on the bench. And out of respect for that guy's wishes, and this guy spoke as a representative of the armed forces, Collin Kaepernick began to take a knee. Despite that advice coming from the armed forces, despite Kaepernick wanting to do what he thought would be more respectful for the military, his what's the word I want to use here? His action still was viewed as negative by certain people. They still said it was disrespectful to the same armed forces that told him to take a knee. They said it was disrespectful to the flag. They said it was disrespectful to the country. They said he should just leave. People love saying leave some shit that they took, but that's neither here nor there. And before you know it, it was a shit show. The league wanted nothing to do with Collin Kaepernick. They tried to say that he wasn't getting any offers because of the way that he played the sport of football, which we knew wasn't true. And eventually that came to a head. That was last season, right, LaParis, where he settled?
Yeah.
So the league settled to pay him on a lawsuit where he was saying, I am being kept out of the league for reasons other than the way I play this sport. The league settled. And we thought it was going away until this thing right here came out. Now, LaParis, I got to be honest with you. I was just very long-winded in the introduction of this segment. And I want to throw my 2 cents in before you go. This feels a bit like a dog and pony show to me. It don't feel real to me. It feels like when the league came up with this rule where you had to interview at least one black person for the coaching job. So they was just interviewing people knowing they really didn't have a chance of being hired. It almost feels like that. One thing, do you feel like this is real? Can Collin Kaepernick possibly really get back in the league from this weekend? And even if he can't, are you okay with this? Even if he don't get a deal, is this a step in the right direction for the league?
I'm not okay with it. Let me state that from the rip.
Okay.
And
okay.
The reason I'm not okay with it is because out of the blue, man, Kaepernick probably, how Kaepernick moving right now, you know what I mean? He probably out there probably about to do some Meals on Wheels for Thanksgiving or something, you know what I mean? And I ain't saying now, Kaepernick is 100% in shape. He's ready to go. Because he's still like, you follow him on the gram, you see him working out, you see him throwing, you see him doing all that. So he's ready to go. Anyway, out of the blue, the NFL just hit Kaepernick up. He probably doing Meals on Wheels, Thanksgiving right around the corner, probably like getting things in order to, be a servant to the people. Because that's what he do. But anyway, he get a call out the blue, and they call people like, yo, Saturday, yo, we're gonna have some NFL people come down there. We want Cap to work out. So they like
in Atlanta.
Bet he been waiting for this. How about Tuesday? They was like, nah. They was like, Cap people was like, all right, well, how about next Saturday? They was like, nah. It's crazy, Spade. I'm reading this shit. I'm like, what is this? I can't believe it. So then they like, yo, it got to be this Saturday. I think it's in Atlanta, if I'm not mistaken. In Atlanta? I want to say it's in Atlanta. Yeah. This Saturday in Atlanta. It is. And they're like, we need your answer in 2 hours. And they hung up. So I'm like, this shit crazy. This shit crazy. Why couldn't it be next Saturday? Why couldn't it be Tuesday? What is so particular about this damn Saturday? That, like, I don't understand it. Now, with that being said, Spade, I don't like it, but I feel like Kaepernick got to do it. I feel like he got to do it.
He got to,
especially
he set up.
Especially if he really do have intentions of trying. I'm saying trying because that don't necessarily mean he's going to get back in the league because the teams are sending representatives down there. Last I seen, before we was recording this podcast, I looked it up. It was 24 teams sending people down there, not GMs, people. Okay. 24 teams, and they said, "Oh, it's close to the media, but we're going to record it. So we're going to record it and send the tape to all 32 teams." And then it was weird, Spade, because I seen on Twitter somebody said, yo, I think it was, matter of fact, shout out to the homie MK. MK said, I wouldn't be surprised if the NFL be like, these are the wide receivers you're throwing to. Like, Cat can't even bring his own wide receivers. I wouldn't be. This shit, it don't sit well with me, Spade. I don't understand. If I'm working out for a job, why the hell do it got to be this Tuesday? Why can't it be this Saturday? Why can't it be Tuesday? Why can't it be the next Saturday? I don't understand. It just don't sit well with me. But I feel like Kaepernick got to do it. Now, you ask me, do I think this could potentially get him back in the league? Spade, I don't know. I feel like I kind of feel like you. I feel it's the old dog and pony show. Well, look, we gave him a tryout. I think it's some of that. I hope I'm wrong. And like I believe, I don't care what nobody else believes, this is what I believe. I believe Kaepernick is good enough to still be in this league, especially when you see some of the trash-ass quarterbacks that we are watching in this league right now. He's good enough to be, at least, the bare minimum, a backup. At least. I think he's good enough to be a starter. But like I said, this is my opinion. But he's at least good enough to be a backup. Now, I don't know if this is going to get Kaepernick back in the league. I will hope so, but I'm leaning the other way. I don't think it gets him back in, Spade. I don't think he gets him back in.
Yeah, my thing was this. The last thing I read, which isn't up to date. What's today's date? 15th, 16th.
Yeah, the one that said the 16th.
The last thing that I read said it was 12 teams who have committed to attend the workout. What blew my mind, LaParis, is one of the 12 teams was the Niners. What are y'all going for? Y'all know what he is and who, like, so that blew my mind. The Niners are going. Collin Kaepernick's good friend, Eric Reed, who's always been very vocal in his support of Collin, said that the whole thing feels disingenuous. He said, why would the NFL schedule a workout for a quarterback on a Saturday, a day that half of the NFL teams are heading out to games?
Yeah.
He said, I believe it when I see it. It feels like a PR stunt. I think we're all saying the same thing. LaParis, but I agree with you. If you Collin Kaepernick and they call you, it didn't happen like this, but for hyperbole, I'm making a point. If they call you at 8 p.m. on a Friday and say, yo, we got you a workout, you got to be here at 10 a.m. in the morning. If you capping, I don't care what you got going on. I don't care if you got the christening of your baby boy in church. That wouldn't be on a Saturday. Again, hyperbole. If you don't show up, the league going to be like,
see, he don't want to play no football.
Serious, no way.
Yeah.
Told you. We reached out to him, he didn't show. So they already got him by the arm. He's got to show.
Yep.
However, I'm going to tell you why I don't hate it. For Cap, anytime Cap's name is said, it strengthens his case. It gets this conversation back rolling. And if his original goal was to bring awareness, it makes sure that awareness don't go away. Because I'm going to tell you, people on the internet got very short attention spans. Trust me, something bad can happen. It was just a very unfortunate shooting at a high school game. Me and LaParis just talked about it yesterday. First of all, prayers out to all of those affected by that. Everybody would be so in support of the people affected that day. And the next day, people will literally have forgotten. It'll be gone. Yep. So even if this don't get them back, even if somebody pull them to the side and be like, listen here, bitch, you ain't never getting back in our league. We doing this shit only because we got to. Cool. Because it's getting his name said, and he's gonna find a way to capitalize off of it in a way that's beneficial to others. Say what you will about Cap. I still got folks saying Spade Cap wasn't a good quarterback. Cap, it's folks in the league right now that I would replace with Collin Kaepernick. It's people in the league. Have you seen Trubisky? There's people in the league right now that I would replace with Collin Kaepernick. Off the couch.
Come on.
I get Cap off the couch
man.
before some of these bums in the league right now.
I don't care if Kaepernick is in the McDonald's and I don't care if Cap is in the McDonald's line and eating 3 Whoppers. I know what I just said right there. I don't care if he at McDonald's eating 3 Whoppers. I'm going to get him over Trubisky right now. Right now.
You don't care if he in McDonald's ordering a Popeye's chicken sandwich.
You ain't lying.
Come on.
I'm going to get him.
Come on.
I'm going
Come
to get
this helmet. Yeah, man. So I'm cool with it. I do feel like it's a dog and pony show. But, and there's a lot of people saying that this is Jay-Z's move. I don't know if that's true. I couldn't find anything that confirmed that to be true. Of course, Jay-Z just entered into a partnership with the league that got him a lot of scrutiny, even scrutiny from Eric Reed. So, who knows, man? Who knows? I don't have anything more to say on this subject, man. I will be checking the comment section. I want to know how you guys feel about it. I know y'all thought y'all was done hearing about Cap. Not yet. Not yet.
I think he's going to do well. I think he's going to do well. So, he's been waiting for this day, and I believe he's ready. But we can move on. Spade, you ready to go?
Let's do it.
Let's go to the NBA, bro.
I just got an update on the Collin Kaepernick situation, man. This thing is crazy.
Go ahead.
We already passed this, and who knows, maybe in editing we'll patch this in right after that. But I just got a note to my phone. It says, Because of recent decisions made by the NFL, the workout for Collin Kaepernick will be changing to an alternate location in Atlanta, which will now start at 4 p.m. All representatives from clubs are invited to attend and will be provided the location. This is Cap having his own workout, not the one that was set up for Paris. Further, all media will be invited to attend and upon request will be provided with the location. From the outset, Mr. Kaepernick requested a legitimate process, and from the outset, the NFL league office has not provided one.
Wow.
Most recently, the NFL has demanded that as a precondition to the workout, Mr. Kaepernick sign an unusual liability waiver that addresses employment-related issues and rejected the standard liability waiver from physical injury proposed by Mr. Kaepernick's representatives. Additionally, Mr. Kaepernick requested all media be allowed into the workout to observe and film it, and for an independent film crew to be there to ensure transparency. The NFL denied this request. Based on the prior conduct by the NFL league office, Mr. Kaepernick simply asked for a transparent and open process, which is why a new location has been selected for today.
Wow.
Mr. Kaepernick looks forward to seeing the representatives from the clubs today. Basically, Cap says, okay, I'm going to show up to this thing. I want the media to be there. I want a film crew to be there. Whoever want to come record it can come, see how I perform. And the league said, nope. No film crew, no media, no cameras. Just the people we saying can be there and you. Cap said, I don't like that. That don't feel transparent. Y'all can write and push whatever narrative you want. Y'all can say I went out there and missed targets when I hit them square in the numbers. Then they had a liability waiver that was not the standard liability waiver. Cap said, I don't feel comfortable signing that shit. Goes back to what we said. It felt like a PR stunt, a dog and pony show, and it sounds like Collin Kaepernick's team at least feels like it's the same thing, and it's already deviated from what it was supposed to be. That initial thing was set up at one location in Atlanta at 3. Cap is now not going there. He's going to be at a different location in Atlanta at 4. We called it. Sound like BS. Smell like BS.
It smelled like it. It smelled like it.
From afar.
Listen, man. We already know. Man. We know. You ready to move on?
They know, man.
They know.
Yeah, let's move on.
They know, man. Take us to the NBA. And Spades, I'm going to talk about something that, and I hate being right about these situations, Spades. You know, I'm one of the few people that be like, yo, it's a bad job. I don't want such and such guy to take the job. And I basically said that about Fizdale. I think Fizdale is a good coach. Above average, definitely above average. I think he's a good basketball coach. I think he's a good one. He took the job with the Knicks. I was kind of like, some things happened earlier. I said, man, they're gonna get Fizdale fired, man. And man, Sunday we didn't get a show up, and we didn't talk this on last week either. But you know, it was some lingerings. I think the Knicks GM or somebody had like a press conference and was like, yo, we are putting things, it was all over my timeline. We are putting things in motion to replace Fizdale as the head coach of the Knicks. And I'm like, what the hell did Fizdale do? Like, what is he doing wrong? I'm seeing clips circulating on Twitter and people like, when you don't know what the hell you doing, and it's a clip of Fizdale, look like they in the timeline, and he like looking. It looked like, to me, he was looking to see how much time was left. Because, you know, usually through timeouts, they got the clock ticking. And you can see, like, through a TV timeout, like, all right, how much time we got. But anyway, it looked like he was looking at the time to me. But people like, look, he don't know what the hell he doing. It don't sit well with me. It looked like Fizdale is on his way out as the Knicks head coach. And Spade, I need you to make it make sense for me, bro. Because I don't know what the hell they expect. This is what I be saying, too, on this show. When you you have to have realistic expectations. What was the Knicks' expectation, Spade? Seriously.
I wish I knew.
Make it make sense, bro.
The Knicks are... I can't make this make sense because it don't make sense. Like, you can't take some shit that don't make sense and fix it up. You pretty much call this, and you say you hate to be right, but deep down inside, I know you, man. You're a sick, twisted individual, and you enjoying being right.
I don't never want to see somebody I like this, especially when I consider them, especially when I don't feel it's their fault. But let me say this. How you gonna fire a guy when y'all go out? First of all, he got a brand new team. Y'all done traded Chris Stapps. Y'all done traded for Dennis Smith Jr. The Knicks fans, and it seems like the Knicks hate that young man. They done signed. First of all, even if they keep Fizz, the team he has right now isn't going to be the team he have next year because they done signed all these people to 1-year deals because they was tanking for Zion. They wanted LeBron. They wanted AD. They wanted KD. They wanted Kyrie. Like, how is any of this Fizdale fault? I don't understand, Spade. I don't get it.
I'll say this. I'm Team Fizz too. Fizz definitely comes from the Miami Heat tree, and as a Heat fan, I like the guy. It's a few things that he does well, and I kind of want to speak to those. He's got a reputation for developing young talent, young players, developing players in general. He actually gets credited from Chris Bosh. Once he came to Miami, he wasn't that young in terms of his age, but he was young to that situation of going from being the number one player to being the third option. And he actually credits Fizdale with helping get him acclimated to that situation. All right? The Knicks got a few young players that could use somebody who can help them get acclimated to new roles. Another thing you can say about him is he don't get long enough. I think he was with the Grizz for about 100 games before he was basically let go over him and Marc Gasol not getting along, only for the team to get rid of Marc Gasol a year later. So that felt weird. He already hasn't been with the Knicks for 100 games.
Let me get a 20.
Go ahead.
Because who's looking washed right now? Who's looking washed?
Oh, Marc is trash.
So come on.
Big trash.
Come on. Go, Spade.
Bro, he's already not been with the Knicks for a full 100 games. So right around 100 games before he was fired from Memphis. He hadn't even had 100 games with the Knicks. They already talking about firing him. It's an 82-game season. So you come in, I feel like as a coach, especially in the NBA, but in every league, the first year you in, at least the first year, maybe the first 2 years you're in, you got to fix the last guy's shit. That shit is there. When somebody comes and they mess up and they fuck up a franchise when they leave, they don't take their shit with them. That shit is there. Right. So the first year or two, you got to clean that shit up, and then you got to start building. So 100 games ain't enough for you to start doing that. All right? Now, as much as I like Fizz, I'm going to tell you the one thing about him that I can't defend. He has struggled to get his lineups in order in New York. And that's the thing that's been a little bit indefensible. He's struggling with these lineups.
I can defend it, but go ahead.
I would love to hear it because he's thrown some lineups out there that's had everybody scratching their heads. And I know he's trying to throw shit at the wall and see what sticks. But I don't know, just like I'm saying these teams aren't giving him long enough, I don't know if he's even giving these lineups long enough to jail. He'll throw a lineup out there, they'll underperform, and he'll be like, ball this up, throw it in the trash, and he'll throw another lineup out there, and they don't have any cohesion. It's a damn dumpster fire, bro. It's a dumpster fire.
Spade, he is trying to figure out what the hell he had. This is a whole new team. Spade, you love Mitchell Robinson, right? If I'm not mistaken, I think Mitchell Robinson may have gave him 40 games last year. And I don't have it at the top of my head. But, I mean, I like Mitchell Robinson, too. And Spade was basically saying, shit, he's a candidate for Defensive Player of the Year. But he didn't play a full season. I think he got injured last year. So he did. Listen, this year, they done signed Bobby Portis, Julius Randle, Taj Gibson. They drafted R.J. Barrett. They drafted R.J. Barrett. They drafted Knox last year. It seemed like they got a love-hate relationship with Ntilikina because it seemed like, yo, they love him today, and then tomorrow they like, yo, he don't shoot enough. He wide open. Why won't he shoot? Like, it seemed like they hate that. Yo, Dennis Smith Jr., they just played the Dallas Mavs, bro, in New York. They was booing the shit out of Kristaps Porzingis. You know who else got equal to or greater boos? Dennis Smith Jr.
DSJ.
Come on.
Yep.
Like, Fizdale is trying to figure this shit out. Like, he gotta Spade, if that want to be your argument, cool. But I feel Fizdale is trying to figure this shit out. He got a whole new team.
Got 10 new guys.
Like, this shit is crazy. It's crazy. And I mean, what are we, game 11? Game 12? He's trying to figure this shit out. And listen, the perfect time to figure this shit out is early in the year, especially if you're going to be trying to go for some type of push, mid-season. But I cannot fathom what the Knicks thought. Like I said, nigga, I'm sorry, I'm using bad words and shit. Spade, KD is on record as saying, in an interview saying, yo, the Knicks ain't that heat rock, and I'm paraphrasing. The Knicks ain't that heat rock no more. We looking at the Knicks like they ain't the cool kids no more. Like the Knicks have been the laughing stock since Pat Ewing left. Shit, like they had that good year with Mike Woodson and Melo. I want to say they won damn near 60 games. I don't have this shit in front of me, so somebody gonna be like, they only won 54 games. But they was a good ass team. What they do? Fire Mike Woodson. Listen. I want Fizdale out of there. Get him out. Fire him, please. Get him out of there. I want him. Fizdale will land on his feet. I believe that. And I'm looking at the Knicks like, the nerve of the Knicks to be like, you're not good enough. The Knicks. Come on, man. The owner's not good enough. It's the owner.
That's facts.
Madison Square Garden ain't good enough. They be selling Madison Square Garden. Oh, it's the Mecca. You want to know who Madison Square Garden is good enough? The teams that go play them. Because they go there and they beat the Knicks' ass. Giannis love playing in the Garden. Kimber love playing in the Garden. Do the Knicks love playing in the Garden? They need to burn that shit down and build a new arena. Because the Knicks don't like playing there. Get the Knicks out of here. Get them out of here.
Yeah, man. I agree, I said.
Get them out of here, man. Got the nerve to be like, they want to fire somebody. Like, what's the alternative? Who they going to hire, Spade?
And that's a great question. Who's out there?
Yeah, who want that job?
Mark, but I was going to say, Mark is out there, but is Mark taking that job?
I think pray Mark Jackson don't take that
job.
And
Mark played for the Knicks.
Yeah.
Mark played for the Knicks for a little while.
And Mark wanted that job before they hired Fizdale. And it's crazy. Listen, I said if they fire Fizdale, Mark Jackson better be on the horn. Like, they better be calling Mark Jackson. I don't want Mark Jackson to take that job because they ain't going to do nothing but fire Mark Jackson. They're going to fire Mark Jackson. Get him out of here. And man,
these teams, they operate a little dirty too, man. So maybe all this heat on Fizz, maybe somebody has had a conversation with Mark. Maybe they know that Mark has some interest and maybe they trying to make a spot for him. Maybe they got buyer's remorse on Fizz. I don't know, man. I hope Fizz land on his feet. Fizz, tell him, you're not going to rook us. Take that for that. Tell him.
I don't understand the expectations. What did they expect? Somebody, Knicks fans,
expected some cool punchlines in the interviews.
Come on,
had
no. You
cannot, not going to rook us and take that for that.
You can't give a dude 10 new players. And then, like I said, Spade, they love Ntilikina today. They're going to hate him tomorrow. Because they're going to be like, yo, he wide open, he won't shoot. They traded Porzingis for Kristaps. I mean, they traded Kristaps
and
for
DJ.
DSJ, excuse me. And they hate that young man.
And DJ.
They hate him. They hate him.
Yeah, man.
I don't know what they expect. Somebody, Knicks fans, explain to me what were your expectations. You gave him 10 new players and then give him 11 games and be like, this shit ain't good enough. What did they think was going to happen?
Knicks fans. Like that exists. Knicks fans are now Nets fans, bro. Ain't no Knicks fans, bitch.
It's Knicks fans, bro. It's Knicks fans.
Is it?
Yes, it's Knicks fans, bro. I had Knicks fans telling me Fizdale is the problem. How? It's been 11 games.
I mean, if so, they gonna say something about that roster rotation, man. Because he has, and I'm a fan, but he has been struggling in that department.
And Spade, if that want to be your argument, my argument back to you, I'm not saying you, but my argument back to Knicks fans is 11 games enough to figure it out? Is 11 games enough? He got 10 new players. I don't understand it. I want Fizdale out of there. Fizdale, go get a stress-free job. You can go talk on somebody's TV show and make equal to, if not greater money. Or at least close to. Shit, you can go beat, man. I want Fizdale out of there, man. I don't like how. Who are the Knicks going to hire, Spade? Who?
I wish I knew. I got no idea.
It better be Mark Jackson. And look, I don't want Mark to take that job because it's a bad job and it's a bad roster. So they got like 6 power forwards.
Yeah, man.
They got like 6 or 7
Positionless
power
basketball.
forwards.
They got it. Yeah.
Me and you just had a I know I know. We want to move on and we ain't expect to spend this much damn time on the Knicks. So we just had a conversation about what you call them, combo guards or two-way guards or whatever you call them.
Yeah.
Spade.
Yeah.
Do the Knicks got that? Ntilikina is a great defender. He don't shoot. He be wide open and he won't shoot the ball.
I mean,
go ahead.
RJ could be one.
Who?
RJ could be one.
Okay, RJ Barrett. But he a rookie. You already know what you expect from a rookie. He's going to have good games. He's going to have bad games. That rookie year going to be growing pains. We already know. There's going to be some trying to figure out. He might be like a 19-year-old kid that just played 40 games in college. Now he's going into an 82-game grindy-ass NBA season. And we already know. In the beginning, you're excited. You're a young rookie. Spade, what do all the pro NBA players say? Like, yo, round about December, January, February, when we doing 5-game back-to-backs and 4 games in 5 nights. That's the grindy shit that don't nobody like. Come on.
Grind. Yep.
Listen, man. It's crazy, man, because I think if the Knicks was to give somebody some time to I want better for Fizdale. Get him out of there, man. I just don't know what.
Ain't no time, bitch.
Yeah. I just don't know who the answer is. I don't want Mark Jackson to take that job, but the Knicks better be giving Mark Jackson everything he want and more to get Mark Jackson. Because Mark Jackson chilling. You know, it's funny because Mark Jackson do every damn Golden State game. Like, he always on. For Mark Jackson to leave that comfy ass gig he got, the Knicks better make him part owner of some shit.
Right about now, it look like Golden State might better reach back out to Mark. But that's neither here nor there.
You right. It's always fun to pick on those guys. Draymond said.
Curry ain't doing shit.
Draymond came out and said
watching the males
it's
pile
bigger
up.
issues than the Warriors losing in the world today. Like, that's what we at, Draymond. Now we want to focus on police brutality and all the bad shit going on in the world. Nah, y'all gonna get these jokes. Sorry, Golden State. Y'all gonna get this, bro. Y'all gonna get these jokes.
Let's move on. I kind of got a pretty cool segue. We talking about the Knicks and the fact that team is underperforming, even though I don't think anybody expected their performance to be different. But it is a team over on the West that is now connected off of a recent signing they just made that's underperforming, and I don't think anybody saw this team performing this badly. And I'm talking about the Portland Trail Blazers. The Blazers, to my surprise, my co-host here just said on this very podcast that Damian Lillard is the best point guard in the entire league. A lot of pressure come with that. The point guard got the ball in his hand more than anybody. He is the quarterback of the basketball court, and he oftentimes get credited for the wins, and he got to take some of the blame for the L's. That's how it goes. Well, Portland has been underachieving, man. They only got 4 wins. They got 8 losses, and it's only 2 teams in the Western Conference with worse records. One is the Golden State Warriors that's already packed it up. They already packed it up. They don't give a shit about this season already. And the other team is the New Orleans Pelicans, who's a little banged up, and they are playing without the number 1 draft pick in this year's league. Portland, ain't nobody expect this from Portland. Yeah, I know they got an injury with Yusuf Nurkic, but Nurk is that guy that kind of finds a way to get hurt a lot anyway. So they've played without Nurk. They also made some moves in the offseason. They brought in Hassan Whiteside, who has been playing pretty well for this team. Now, Hassan Whiteside, and I think we spoke on this last week, LaParis, on the show that didn't come out. Hassan Whiteside is that guy that his playing style gets him a lot of criticism. He don't always look like he's giving his all visually. When you look at him, you're like, oh, he kind of took off on that play. He could have went harder there. He probably could have got to that shot block. He could have got to that rebound. But at the end of the game, when you look at his numbers and he got 17 points and 12 boards, it's kind of hard to blame the losses or the struggles of the Portland Trail Blazers on Hassan Whiteside.
I agree 100%.
You can't do it. I can't do it.
I agree.
So this team just recently made a move to make their squad better. They made an acquisition of signing Carmelo Anthony. I like the signing. LaParis, I think you like the signing. but we have some concerns.
I don't like the
I want to
signing.
throw it to you, LaParis. What are your concerns?
I don't like the
You
signing.
like the signing. You like it.
I like that Melo is back in the league. Melo is definitely good enough to be on somebody's roster. I don't like Melo with Portland because I don't think that helps Portland.
What's your concerns?
Okay.
Why not?
Spade. First of all, we talked about Portland like you said last weekend. We didn't get to get that show out. But Spade, I like that Melo is back in the league. I don't think that's the problem with Portland. Spade, correct me if I'm wrong, because I could be wrong. I would think you signed Melo because you need scoring. Is that what Melo do, right? That's what Melo do?
I think he can still do that.
Okay. But I mean, like, I think you call Melo and be like, yo, we need your scoring. Whether you think Melo won't get you. I mean, I think Melo in OKC and Houston was getting like, 16 points or 15 points or something? I don't remember. I don't have it in front of me. Well, I would think you would make the call to Melo because you need scoring. Spade, the Portland Trailblazers are scoring 112 points right now in the league. And that's 11th in the league, which isn't, that's damn near top 10 scoring. Spade, they are giving up 113.9, so you might well say 114. So they losing because of, 2 points. To me, that's 1-2 stops. That's an extra hustle on a rebound. That's a steal. That's not committing a foul. That's one less turnover or 2 less turnovers. Spade. Okay. I don't think Melo is the Blazers. I don't think signing Melo helps the Blazers because I don't believe scoring is their problems unless they think, you know what? Damn defense, we just about to try and outscore folks. That's what we about to try. We about to just try and drop 130 points a game. And they want, if we can keep them at 114, we win. Spade, I think they problem. I looked at their roster, and it ain't just been people in our crew that's been complaining about Whiteside. It's been people all over the internet. I said last week, Charles Barkley pretty much let Whiteside have it on national TV when they played the Clippers, and Zubac was giving it to Whiteside. I think Zubac had like 11 and 9, and Shaq was like, damn, at the half, like, damn. Come on, Whiteside. And then Spade, last week you looked it up, and I think Whiteside damn near had a 20-20 game. I think he had like 19 and 16 rebounds, something crazy like that. He ended the game with like 19 and 16 or some shit against the Clippers. But anyway, I don't think Whiteside is the problem. And believe me, I have had, me and Spade done had numerous conversations about Whiteside, and I'm on record, maybe not on this show, but definitely Spade can vouch of me saying, man, Whiteside don't care, bro. Like, look at Whiteside. But you can't say Whiteside don't care now. I mean, he's giving you 14.8. You might as well say 15 and 12 boards. 15 and 12 boards. 4 of them things offensively. So, I don't think Whiteside's the problem. I don't know if Melo is the answer. I think their problem, Spade, might be backup point guard. I'm looking... Spade, correct me if I'm wrong. It's 30 teams in the NBA, right? It's 30, or did they add some?
It is.
Yeah, Spade. They are last in assists, and I can't. Spade. I had my issues with Dame in the past. Dame kind of been dominant. He's dropping 30 a game and giving them 7 dimes. 6.9, I will say 7. 7 dimes. Spade. They are only averaging like 14 assists a game. That shit is crazy. And I looked. Spade was like, "Who they backup point guard?" I looked at the roster. They don't have one. They drafted this kid. I think his name is Simmons or Simons, whatever. Anthony Simmons or Simons, whatever his name is.
Anthony. Yep.
They added that kid. That kid is definitely a scorer. He sprays up. He's not no facilitator.
Man, he's listed as a shooting guard.
Yeah, he's not getting anybody else involved. I think he's getting 1 dime a game. Look at to me, their problem is backup point guard. Like, they taking Dame or CJ out, and they letting 2 guards or Rodney Hood or Bazemore or somebody else run the point. That's not the move. Spade asked me about Napier. If I'm not mistaken, I think Napier is now in Minnesota because Tyus Jones from Minnesota went to Memphis, if I'm not mistaken. So Napier is going. At least when we took Dame out, we at least got Napier back there to at least control tempo. Point guards do... Spade, we talked about the combo guards. Point guards do more than just score. They control tempo. You know what I mean? They facilitate. They get other guys easy looks. And then when you do, I think Napier is a solid backup point guard. And they gave that up. I think they need a backup point guard. And I don't think Melo fixes it. I know we don't talk about other shows, but I heard Charles Barkley say after the signing of Melo, he said they got Dame that dribble. And then they got CJ that need the ball, dribble. To go get Melo that need the ball, dribble. That shit ain't the answer, man. Whiteside really about to be pissed now because he ain't never going to get the ball. He ain't never going to get it. Fair. I mean, Spade, you said you like the signing. You think Melo is the answer that's going to fix the Blazers? I think they 4-8 right now, or 4-7.
Well, I kind of do.
Hmm?
You got some very fair concerns. Yeah.
Spade, 14 dimes.
Defense.
14 dimes.
I'm with you. But I'm looking, while you've been talking, I've been pulling the box score for some of their most recent games, their losses, and it's honestly piss poor shooting. And it could be, I ain't gonna say it could be. You know what my saying used to be in my game and shit all the time, man. Great defense leads to easy offense. Sometimes the best way to get points is to get fast breaks off of great defensive plays. But if you aren't getting that, if you can't get that, if you don't have the players out there that's getting that, you at least need that guy that you can say, you know what, ain't shit going right. Give it to this guy. He can work his matchup. And I feel like the more guys you got on the floor who can do that, the better your chances are having somebody have that night. All right, I'm looking at a 99-107 loss to the Sacramento Kings. You know what's crazy about this shit that I'm looking at right here? I'm looking at the starting five for Sacramento, and I'm realizing that De'Aaron Fox didn't play. Okay. The leading scorer for Sacramento was Bogdanovich off the bench with 25. The leading scorer in their starting five was Buddy Hield with 20. When you look at the Portland Trailblazers shooting, Hazonia 1 of 4. Lillard was 6 of 10, which is pretty good.
Isn't that to my point though? Get some damn stops.
Right, but I'm going somewhere with this. Your boy Simmons off the bench. I'm going to give you their numbers off the bench. Forget the starters. Just the bench scoring. Scala Bissiere, 1 of 2. All right, limited touches. Anthony Tolliver, 1 of 6. Gary Trent, 2 of 5. Anthony Simmons, 2 of 11. So what's happening is when the starting unit come out, ain't nobody in this second unit can score the ball. They ain't scoring. So maybe they can't stop no damn body. And you're right, that would be the easy solution. But if I can bring a guy off with my second unit that can shoot 50% from the field maybe, lo and behold, 60? Lo and behold, he can have an off-shoot night, but he can get to the strike. Maybe that's the difference. And maybe that's what they're hoping. So you're absolutely right. Melo ain't finna make this a better defensive team. If anything, it's only going to complicate shit when Nurkic get healthy and come back. Because now, I don't know what the rotation going to be once you got Nurkic, you got Whiteside. I don't know how that shit going to work when everybody's healthy. But for now, if my team sucks defensively, if I'm looking around and it ain't no defensive players that I can pick up that can make us an impact, the only other option is to give me a guy who can get us a few more buckets. So I applaud the signing. I hope it works for him. I still think Melo can get buckets.
I do too.
This ain't a 4-8 team, bro. You told me that Dame Lillard was the best point guard in the league.
I don't think they're 4-8. I think they are better than their record. I do. But I think
they better be.
Spade. Listen, like I said, I'm happy Melo back in the league, bro. I just don't know if this shit gonna work. I don't know if this shit gonna work. Dame over there shooting 20 times a game. CJ shooting 20 times a game. And like you said, man, we don't know what's going to happen when Big Nurk is a back to the basket big. So you need to throw it to him in the post. I don't know. I don't know
either.
I don't know. Like, they really about to be on some 6 seconds or less shit. Gotta be. Like, it's not enough possessions. I don't know.
Gotta run some PNR. They better figure something out.
I don't know. But I spoke last week. We didn't get that show up, but I spoke last week when everybody was coming down on Whiteside. Spade, you can vouch. I said this last week. I didn't think Whiteside was the problem. I don't think Whiteside is the problem. Now I know.
Let me ask you
Go
this:
ahead.
do you think Melo starts? Would you start Melo?
I was going to ask you the same thing. Like, surely, you not bringing Melo in to come off the bench? Yes, I think Melo starts. They got I think Anthony Tolliver is starting right now.
I think I bring him off the bench.
Dude they have, Zach Collins, but he's been injured. I think he only played 3 games.
Yeah, he's out.
But maybe when Zach Collins come back, you could maybe slide Melo to the bench, maybe. But I think Melo at the point now he's been out the league, and I think Melo gonna eat some bologna and he'll come off the bench now. Especially
I would bring him off the bench.
Huh?
I would bring him off the bench. Because that second unit needs scoring. And I would tell Melo, which, like you said, Melo eating bologna. He don't give a shit what his role is. He want to play. But I would tell Melo, look, man, we want you on this second unit. We struggle to score the ball with the second unit. When you get on the floor, you Melo in Denver.
Yeah, you got the
Melo
green light.
in New York. When
time.
you get on the floor, this shit your team.
Yeah,
go off. Put your hoodie on. Go hoodie Melo. Go off. Because I think things fall apart with Portland when them starters are off the floor. Specifically when Dame and CJ. And I know CJ ain't had the best start to the season, but he's still shooting 40% from the field. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's still shooting 40% from the field. He's shooting low 30s from 3, but he's not having a terrible start. But if you look at the way CJ typically plays, he's performing lower than his base. He's, performing lower than that. But yeah, man, I would tell Melo with that second unit, fam, it ain't no bad shot for you, Melo. Pull that shit. Go off.
Spade.
Go off.
It might fix it. I'm a little skeptical, man. I'm skeptical.
It sounds like it, and I'm a little disappointed.
Nah, bro, I'm happy Melo back in the league, but I'm skeptical about this. I don't know if this is it. I don't know. Spade, I just told you, I'm like, they averaging 112, they giving up damn near 114. Yo, that's a stop here. Somebody, Spade, that's somebody just, you know what, giving up the body, taking the charge. Like, they need an Ilyasova. They need somebody that's like, you know what, I'm willing to do whatever needs to be done to help this team win. And of course, I don't know what else Dame could do. Like, Dame dropped, 50, 60 points in a loss. In a loss. Like, I don't know what else. I don't know what else he could do. I don't know what else people expect from Whiteside. Whiteside averaging damn near 15 points, 12 boards, and 2 blocks. Somebody gonna be like, oh, it's 1.7 blocks. That's 2 blocks. I don't. Spade, am I bugging? They gave up. Spade, I said pre-pro. They gave up Aminu. They gave up Evan Turner, who they hated. Portland people hated Evan Turner. Dooms, I seen you. Dooms. Myers Leonard, and I'm missing somebody. Oh, Harkless. They got back in return Hazonia. They drafted that dude Nasir Little. That's that Anthony dude. Bazemore. I'm missing somebody. Whiteside. I don't know. So are they telling me that Myers Leonard, Evan Turner, and they got back Hazonia. I don't know if I mentioned Hazonia, but they are people telling me Aminu, Evan Turner, Harkless, and Myers Leonard made that big of a difference? I don't know, Spade. I'm not buying it. But we have to wait and see. And it's crazy because that leads right into you. My bad. You ready to move on?
No, I'm sorry. I had one of my game-breaking points. Go ahead and finish your point. My bad.
No, I'm saying, are you ready to move on? Because we can definitely move on. Listen, man. We just talked about the Blazers and their terrible record. And it got me to raising questions, Spade. I got to ask you. Is the Western Conference a mid now? Is the West mid? Like, did the East finally catch the West?
I mean, it's more parity. That's what we wanted, right?
I mean, but the West looking like some mids, babe. You got,
no, they not.
Babe, you got Denver at 8-3, Utah at 8-4. You got Minnesota at 7-5, Oklahoma City at 5-7. You got Portland at 4-8. Then you got the Lakers at 10-2. Phoenix at 7-4, which we talked about last week. Sorry, Phoenix, you got cut this week. Clippers at 7-5. Sacramento at 4-7. Golden State at 2-11. Houston at 9-3. Dallas at 6-5. Memphis at 5-7. San Antonio at 5-7. And the Pels at 3-8.
Yeah, what's the problem?
The West looking like some mids, babe.
The West not looking like no mid, bro. Look, the Warriors are in last place. We didn't see this whole thing happen.
Look at the East. Look at the East.
Okay.
Boston 10-1. Miami 8-3. Milwaukee 8-3. Toronto 8-3. Philly 7-5. Indiana 7-5. Charlotte 5-7. Orlando 5-7. And then you got my Bulls out here coming with a strong 4-8.
All right, bro. Is there any
West looking
teams?
like some mid, bro.
Are there any teams in the top 6 in the East that you didn't expect to be there? Maybe the Heat.
When you say be there, what you mean be there? Be where?
I mean,
In the top 6? Like staying there in the top 6?
yeah. If
All of them. All of them.
stop it.
Spade.
The
All of them.
Bucks, Raptors, Sixers, Pacers. You didn't have them being top 6.
Oh,
Yes.
I thought you were saying like they won't be there. I'm sorry.
No.
sorry, I
I'm saying
misunderstood.
of the top 6 in the East, the only team you probably didn't expect to be there was the Heat. Maybe. Maybe.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So the East, I probably expected Brooklyn to be a little bit better. Then again, I don't know, because I also said Kyrie, he one of them players that can go off but not make nobody else on the floor better. So maybe I didn't expect Boston to be playing this well. Maybe. But
It looked like Kemba's a better fit in Boston
possibly.
than Kyrie.
It's still I'm so afraid to even talk this right now because there's so much basketball to go.
Yeah, it's early.
But you can look at the East and say it went pretty much how we expected it to go. If you look at the West, I feel like the
Mid.
West,
Mid.
for the most part, went like we expected it to go.
Reggie?
Portland is the only team. If I'm looking over there, Portland is the only team, and maybe San Antonio, the only team that's not where I kind of expected them to be. Man,
What you mean maybe?
Now, we knew the Lakers was going to be Heat. We knew the Rockets was going to be Heat. We knew Denver had an up arrow. We knew the Jazz had an up arrow. Phoenix is surprising the shit out of me. You can replace Phoenix with Portland. The Clippers, we expected to be good. I ain't really expect the T-Wolves to be in the top 7. But on both sides, it's like one team in a spot that you didn't expect them to be in. What do you mean? The
I can
West
say
ain't no
3
mid,
teams on
bro.
the West.
Who?
I can say 3 teams.
Who?
Phoenix, Minnesota, and Dallas.
Dallas with a healthy Kristaps
Yes.
and Luka, you didn't expect
Who
them
look
to be.
like shit? They done lost twice to the Knicks.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
Knicks got 3 wins. They beat the Bulls and twice Dallas.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna allow you to beat on the West. Talk
Bro,
that shit
they
about
lost
the West.
to the Knicks twice, who want to fire their coach. What? They some mid. The West is some mid. They lost to the Knicks twice.
Okay, that's one team. Okay.
Bro, I gave you 3 teams. Phoenix.
How was Phoenix
Spade, let me-
being
Spade,
better than
I
you
don't
thought they
wanna
would be?
talk about-
Speak to the West
I
being
don't
some
want to
mid.
talk about the Suns, Spade, but you expect the Suns to be here by the end of the season?
No, but we said on this show, Phoenix show us something, and they said bet. Now you mad because they showing you something. You mad.
Spade.
Don't be mad. Devin
Okay,
Booker
Spade.
told you he was ready.
That was 3 years ago.
Yeah, it took a little while. He was lagging.
This past year, Devin Booker said, "Don't double team me. I'm scared."
And that double team made them better. And they 7-4. I'm not finna let you
Okay,
talk that
Spade.
shit on the West. I feel like the West in a
Bro,
good
your
spot.
team. See, this is how I know you a Rocket fan.
No, I'm a Heat
your
fan.
team
We
is in
number
the
2 in the
East.
East, and you better damn know it.
I know. So why you ain't like, yeah, the West are mid? That's what you need to be saying.
No, because when
Bro,
the Heat go to
Dallas
the
have
finals,
lost to the
I don't
Knicks
want
twice.
you saying it's because the West was down. That's why.
The West some mid, bro.
I disagree.
Bro, explain Dallas losing to the Knicks twice.
Bro, they in Kristaps' head. Knicks fans, ever since that little boy cried when Kristaps got his name called, they got mind control over Kristaps.
We already know Golden State tanking. Spade, people, not us, because we have sense on this podcast. People were saying the Pelicans are going to be a playoff team and potentially make a little run in the playoffs.
I mean, they still playing without their guy. They playing without their guy, bro.
What?
Yeah.
They still got Josh Hart, Drew Holiday, JJ Redick, Brandon Ingram. He just missed the game. Brandon Ingram. They got Derek Favors, who just had like 18 and 17. Come on, Spade. People were picking them to make a playoff run.
Bro, and they still might.
I think Portland would turn it around. I think San Antonio would turn it around.
Oh, but the Pels ain't turning? They ain't got no steering wheel? They just going straight. All right.
Bro, all I'm telling you is people was pick the West some mid, bro.
I'm
done with the West. They some mid.
I disagree.
The West some mid.
I disagree.
The East looking strong. Stop it. The East looking strong, bro.
Are you through with this BS? You finished?
Okay, go, Spade.
You finished or you done?
Spade, you already know how we do on this pod. You know how we do on this pod. We'll mention something, we'll come out, and the whole world will be talking about it the next week. We talked about that shit last week.
Yeah, we get our topics, though.
Watch people start saying the West some mid. They're gonna say something like corny, like is the West down this year?
It's not corny, bro. Bro, that's not corny. They ain't got the street culture. Let's bring the show to a wrap. Last segment of today's podcast is called the Strong Arm Performer of the Week. Y'all know what this segment is, but in case you don't, I got you, fam. It is a segment where we take a very prestigious award in podcast land and we give it away to a male or female athlete who raised his or her level of play to ensure that team got the victory. The pairs you on the hot seat, bro. Who is your Strong Arm Performer of the Week and why?
I got a good one.
Uh-oh.
And I'm going to tell you what. Y'all missed it last week because I gave it the unsung hero last.
He gave it to Wiggins. He gave it to Wiggins. He gave it to Wiggins.
Well, this week, since y'all missed last week, I'm giving it to a guy that, if I'm not mistaken, have never won.
Oh Lord,
the Strong Arm Performer of the Week in his young career. And I'm talking about Mr. Wildhair himself, the real Kobe. Yeah, I said it. He the real Kobe. C-O-B-Y, not K-O-B-E. Spelling his name all ghetto. K-O-B-E. Spelling his name. I'm talking about the real Kobe. Kobe White for scoring 27 points. 8 of 14 from the field. 7 of 11 from 3. He banged 7 threes in the fourth quarter. 4-4 from the free throw line. 3 rebounds. 1 down, 1 steal. In a win over the New York Knicks, Kobe White, for that performance in your young career, going out there banging 7 threes in the fourth quarter, you are my Strong Arm Performer of the Week. Kobe White, the young bull, C-Red.
You through?
Go ahead, Spade. Don't make me tell the folks what you said in pre-pro. Don't play my dude Kobe White.
I like Kobe White.
I like Kobe a lot, yo.
I like him. I got hung up on the real Kobe part. What are you trying to say?
I mean, yeah, he ain't spelling his name all ghetto.
Stop it. Bean, I don't know what the hell this guy on, Bean. I don't know what he on.
He called him Bean. Bean, that's even worse.
That's his nickname.
That's his middle name, Kobe Bean Bryant. That's terrible.
Not his middle name.
That's 100% his middle name.
Oh, okay. Let me give you my Strong Arm Performer of the Week.
Kobe Bean Bryant.
I'm done with you.
It better not be James Harden, Spade. If it's James Harden, I'm walking.
Hey, I'm gonna be honest with you. It could easily be James Harden because he's putting up an MVP-like performance already. But I'm not gonna give it to James.
They're not winning because they some mid.
I'm not.
Stop winning because they some mid.
I'm not gonna give it to James because I don't want to hear you crying. I can't stand to hear a man cry. So what I did was I decided I'm gonna give it to one of the most exciting young players in our league to watch, and I'm talking about Ice Trader Gang. Let me tell you what he did, man. Against the Denver Nuggets, young Trae Young went off to the tune of 42 points, 11 dimes, a block. Yeah, he blocked somebody, and 4 rebounds. Most importantly, he was 8 of 13 from beyond the arc, 8 of 11 at the stripe, and he had one beautiful highlight at the expense of my boy Will Barton. Will, you know I rock with you, fam, but I'm sorry. Nutmeg the ball through Will Barton legs, ran around him, caught it, faded, banged that joint, bang, turned around and stared at the bench. Like, what up, though? He already got the ATL swag. You know what I'm talking about, shouty? I rocked with this boy, Ice Tray. He is my strong arm performer of the week. The Hawks, listen, if the heat ain't on and James Harden ain't cooking folks up, I want to watch the Hawks. I wish I could get a league pass where I couldn't see nothing but the Heat, the Hawks, and James Harden. Notice I got
that.
Bro, oh.
You can get that.
Get me that for Christmas, bro.
Bro, we ain't even get to Thanksgiving yet. You already talking about Christmas?
Yeah, because I'm putting my request in
it's
early
crazy, Spade,
because
both
I know how
strong
black
arm
people do about Christmas. You got to give them a big heads up or they'll pretend like they ain't know or they couldn't find it. Fam, it's something about the letter H. Heat, Hawks, Harden. That's all I want. I don't even want the Rockets. Just Harden
What about
plays.
the Falcons?
Who?
What about the Falcons?
Who that?
Yeah. Spade is crazy because both strong arm performer of the weeks are from the East. I told you the West some mid.
Stop it, bro. Stop it. Stop disrespecting the West.
West some mid, yo.
You gonna make them boys. You know what? Your Bulls gonna go on a West Coast tour and gonna get beat up when they go over there.
We are a very young team that's
They gonna
trying to
get
figure
beat
things
like a
out.
drum.
That's cool. We are a young team that's trying to figure things out. Tank for Wiseman.
That's not gonna help y'all out.
You right. Tank for LaMelo.
That's not gonna help y'all out. You think him and
Definitely.
Kobe in the same backcourt can guard somebody? Who the hell they gonna guard?
What you mean? LaMelo like 6'9".
He's 6'7" and he's the one. LaMelo say I ain't running the two for Kobe. Kobe gonna be the two.
I'm trying to put him at small forward to take Otto job. Get Otto out of it.
Man, he weigh 100 pounds. What you talking about?
Spade, close the show.
I'm done. It's on you.
Oh, okay, bet. You ain't saying for this performance, I give you my strong arm for wait.
Yeah, I did. To Trae Young. Ice Trae the game.
Okay.
Shout it.
Okay. Listen, man. Spade, before I close the show, any other shit you gotta say, man? Come on, man.
Hey, my Dolphins got 2 dubs. You know what I'm talking about? We ain't even trying to win and we winning. That's just how good we are. Sometimes when you got a whole lot of talent, you can't even suppress it. You can want to lose and still win. Fins up. Dolphin gang. Gang, gang. Go ahead.
They some mid. They Reggie. They ain't even mid. They Reggie. Anyway. Listen,
Watch your
man.
mouth.
We want to thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of Strong Arms Bucks. Y'all love it. Hey, Spade, we premiering this joint?
Yes, sir. 10 p.m.
Listen, man, we be in there. We gonna chop it up. Can't wait to see, especially like y'all got to see my face. I know, man. I was on them Knicks. Listen, man, we want to thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of Strong Arm Sports. Y'all already know. If you new here, you can bang the subscribe button. If you're a regular here, you can click the like button and take 2 seconds. There's a little bell up there. You can click that bell since notifications to your mobile device to let you know that a new episode has been uploaded to our YouTube channel or has been premiered on our YouTube channel. We've been premiering these joints. We be in there. Hey, Space, shout out to the people that be coming through the premieres, y'all. Shout out to them.
Facts.
Listen, man. As usual, if you don't want to see 2 dudes arguing in the box, it's okay. We got audio podcasts everywhere. ऊPodOmatic, iTunes, Spotify. We are everywhere. There's no reason why you guys should ever miss a show. We cannot thank you guys enough for your continued support. We'll see you guys next episode. We out. Peace.